Welcome back to Wall Street. More now of my exclusive interview with Barry Diller. He has had a front row seat to the technology revolution, and that's where the conversation continues. Are you surprised at what has taken place in the last 25 years? I mean, when you...
Well, shocked more than, I mean, not shocked. You can't, it's a stupid thing. When you're inside of a revolution, which I was just lucky enough in timing to get into at a very early stage, you know, you don't realize the effects of what is happening, so to speak, around you. But this revolution, which began in '95, you know, of digital, of actually this internet, this interactivity. You know, my interactivity experience started at Home Shopping Network and QVC.
That's right.
So this has happened. This is a truly radical revolution. And right now, it's a very troubled revolution, which happens at let's call it really early stages.
Why is it troubled?
Well, look at what has happened with Facebook and with Google and with all of the large players in communications or in social communications, where the proliferation, the ability to simply get into the system with infectious disease, bad, evil talk, manipulations by Russians or by the Chinese or by this political action side or that.
Or just
the demonizing of George Soros.
Breaches, I mean, or just breaches
and in fact, where every one of these companies, Facebook just announced that they had this huge breach. Every technology company, it is the cyber warfare of it. All of these things are just the, you know, it's just the stir of what has been enabled. And we're not even yet at the even beginning stage of taming it. And it will, over time, get tamed. I think it's going to get tamed by regulation.
Let me ask you about China, because this is a marketplace that's obviously a big opportunity for a lot of these companies, yours included. Google recently said that it's going to take its search engine to China,
sure.
and that means it's going to be censoring it. Now, I spoke with Steve Ballmer recently, and here's what he said. 90% of companies in China use the Microsoft operating system, but like 1% pay.
Certainly, as I left a few years ago, that was right. I'm a free trader by nature. I went to school, economics. It's the best thing for the world. This one's a tricky issue because it is absolutely clear that the rules don't apply in China, and the U.S. government needs to do something, whether tariffs are right or wrong. I'm silent on that point. But without any pressure from the U.S. government, we're talking about $10 billion plus, for example, in Microsoft, that would go into profit.
They're going to have to become, they have had such an extraordinary revolution of actually blending commerce into their otherwise drab lives of 30, 40 years ago, and such incredible growth. So there are excesses all over the place. Their trade practices have to change. And us being tough-minded about it, I think is sensible. I think us being outrageous and excessive about it is dangerous. I think a trade war is, if you let an unfettered trade war actually take place, which is in our control, it will be disastrous for everybody. So they will have to mature their practices, because that is inevitable. Otherwise, they are going to simply serve their own market, which is pretty big, and be isolated from the world, which is not their desire, and it will be bad for everybody. So
they won't even admit they're stealing, though, Barry. So what do we do? What is the U.S. supposed to do to stop China from taking our intellectual property, which you've seen over your career over and over again?
Endlessly, yes. What are we supposed to do? We're supposed to be in difficult conversations and with with challenging policies to try and get them to join the world in terms of the protection of intellectual property, in terms of all sorts of excessive trade practices.
Let me talk about content a little. This was initially your bread and butter, content over the years. It's your life. Content is king.
Narrative form.
Content is king again, or maybe it never stopped being king. You've got all these streaming companies planning to try to go head-to-head with Netflix.
It's a fool's errand.
Why?
Because Netflix, these things have happened. HBO, when it started, essentially was built on the back of movie companies' movies. And it paid really dearly for them until it got to be the only payer in town. In which case, at that moment, it then reversed its policies on movies and paying the most, and kind of dictated, because it had that kind of control, because it was the only player, big-time player, in prime subscription services. Netflix was another kind of accident, which is all of the incumbents, all the movie companies, television companies, all sold their product to Netflix, built Netflix, and now are at the mercy of Netflix. This is the way kind of these things work. So Netflix now has, it has such a huge advantage in terms of its 130 million subscribers. Its closest competitor has less than half. The idea that you can compete head-to-head with Netflix, I think, is a fool's game.